This is Wishop, and this is the September 2015 reading for air signs. It can be that you have a lot of representation among the air signs or those planets in your chart, or it might be that you're focused on air type projects, which we can also think of as that swords energy, that upper chakra stuff. You're creating intellectual frameworks, you're working on verbal communication, questions of taste, of negotiation between humans, that kind of like higher mind stuff that are sort of philosophical considerations. So if that's what you're doing in your life or in your goals, then this hopefully will have some relevance for you. So the astrology for September as it affects the air signs is Venus is going direct in Leo. Venus actually rules Libra, one of the air signs, and the one that we're heading into. So actually Venus going direct, I think for the air signs is going to feel kind of good because it's more her usual direction, and it allows us to be more sure about questions of taste. Because while Venus was retrograde, you have some questions like, is this really what I like? Is this really what I want? What do I really enjoy now? And so Venus is going to get clearer on her taste and on the way she would like to present things. And so I think that should feel really good. September 13th, we've got a new moon partial solar eclipse in Virgo. So the new moon tends to be new beginnings. So whatever you've been reevaluating during Venus retrograde, you may be making new plans to get started September 13th. It doesn't mean you have to hit it whole hog. It just means you need to make those little practical steps. The air signs sometimes can get so theoretical about things, or they're so busy communicating what they're going to do, that the actual doing of it can kind of lag behind. This new moon in Virgo is going to help you transmit your feelings of what you really want to achieve into practical action, which should actually be a big help. On the 17th, Jupiter in Virgo, again, practical, lending fire and passion to practical activity while the sun is still there as well, is going to be in opposition to Neptune in Pisces. So this is fire energy, earth energy, and water energy. And so if you're air focused or air sign, you can be saying, what? None of this is good for me, which isn't the case. Actually, what it's saying is, how do you bring these other forces into communication? How do you build them in as part of your puzzle? Our current culture is very upper chakra focused. It's very air sign focused. It's very sword energy, Mercury energy focused. So it's about things getting there fast, information fast, communication fast, snap decisions, thumbs up, thumbs down, what do you like? And about actually making some potentially pretty harsh judgments on people based on a disagreement of position or a disagreement of taste. We can be pretty harsh, and especially in the electronic world. So what's going to happen this month is Mercury is going to go retrograde in Libra, the air sign, on September 17th as well. So as you've got Jupiter in Virgo and Neptune in Pisces and Mercury going retrograde in Libra, what it's really asking us to look inside and focus on is everything we're doing in the electronic realm, in the communications realm, in the logistical realm, does all of it have to be done at the speed of thought every time? Is there not time to let some things unfold more organically? Can we prioritize the things that really have to happen versus the things it would be nice to happen, but if it gets screwed up, big deal? Because we tend to depend on Mercury. I think the reason why people get thrown for such a loop with Mercury retrograde is because now we're so dependent on Mercury energy that the thought is everything should happen just in time. So the thought that, well, you know, Mercury retrograde could screw up my order, so I probably, if there's an important prescription I need, I should probably order it a week or two ahead, and then that way, even if it gets screwed up, big deal, I've got it covered. That kind of building in those practical sort of solutions so that on the really important stuff, you're fine. You can roll with the tides. You can kind of go with it so that Mercury can take a vacation once in a while, put up his little messenger sandals, put up his winged sandals, and relax, and you can look deeper inside yourself. Now, sometimes the air signs who are busy focused outward and upward, castles in the clouds, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but intellectual constructions, high-minded thinking, ascension thinking, don't always want to look down and deep. But there is deep wisdom, just like there's high divine wisdom. And your strengths get stronger when you work on your weaknesses. So if you're air-focused and you are doing intellectual projects and you're doing a lot of this analysis and diplomacy and negotiating different paths of things, and things that have a lot to do with taste and assessment and opinion, the more that you let yourself kind of be grounded to a certain extent and you really focus on doing that, it's actually going to enhance all of your beautiful air sign qualities. So that's one thing I want to talk about with Mercury retrograde in Leo. It's like, can you put in place some routines that make it so everything doesn't have to be a fire drill all the time? And then you can really focus your attention on the stuff that you care most about. So the sun is going to go into Libra on the 23rd. On the 27th, we're having a full moon lunar eclipse in Aries. So the new moon in Virgo can also be, that's the 13th, can be about service to others. The 27th, full moon in Aries, can be about service to self. So it's saying, for the air signs and for the air focused, how do my communications, how does my philosophy, how does my way of thinking about my life and my world reflect a balance of concern for others and concern for myself? Am I doing things that take it out of others or that punish others for my views or my opinions? Am I doing things that punish myself? You know, during this time of Neptune and Pisces, there's going to be a lot of unconditional love available, deep, welling, emotional healing. Jupiter in Virgo is going to signal practical healing. So I've been calling September a month of healing. So I think that you can think about, how are my thoughts healing or contributing to my sense of being a whole, healthy, happy person? Yeah, I think that's the big deal. Let me jump to the cards. So for the tarot cards, I chose the Whimsical Tarot because air signs love stories and metaphors and poetry and allegory. So this is a way that we sort of put storybooks into the tarot structure. So what we have for the month is Ace of Pentacles, the Lovers in reverse, Six of Swords. Okay, good stuff. Love it. Okay, Ace of Pentacles. We actually got this for the fire signs too in a different deck. Ace of Pentacles says, make little concrete starts on the things you want, but you don't have to do it all. Any little starts you make on the things you've decided you really care about, possibly with the help of Venus retrograde in Leo, what you really love, what you really value, any starts you make are going to be divinely blessed right now. So you don't have to do it all. You just have to make those little concrete steps. The Lovers in reverse. The Lovers can be a card, the card of to pass. It can be a card of decision making. Here we go. Aren't they beautiful? This is sort of the Beauty and the Beast card. In reverse, it can mean that you're being called to harmonize different parts of yourself. And that, I think, is sort of the elemental call this month, actually, especially for air signs, because you're going to get a lot of this other kind of energy pulling at you, and then Mercury goes retrograde in an air sign. And what it's really saying is, can you value the other parts of yourself? Can you integrate them? Can you harmonize them? Can you make them beloved parts of your being instead of dreading them? Because sometimes people are so focused on ascension that they come to really resent their earthly bodies, the spirit of time. Saturn is going to go into Sagittarius this month on the 17th as well, which I should have mentioned. That the Lord of Karma is entering a fire sign is really just helping us wrap up things so that we can get ready to move forward. So I think that rather than resenting the past or resenting the way it's pulled us back, now is the time to really heal the past, incorporate our full selves to step forward with whatever your goals are. Okay, here's the Six of Swords, which is lovely. It's wink and blink and a nod going off in their shoe under the moon. This is a very dreamy card, which I think is just perfect. And of course it's swords, which is perfect for the air signs. And if you look at them, they're on an adventure. So we've got these fish in the net here. So I think what it's saying is this opportunity of Neptune and Pisces at the middle of the month, this is not something for you to fear, this dreamy energy. This is an adventure for you within yourself, and it's leading you to leave behind things which aren't as productive and to travel in the direction of your dreams. But you can actually make your dreams real right now. They don't have to be castles in the clouds. But part of it is letting yourself kind of experience the full range and then using your analytical functions to kind of come to terms with, okay, what do I want from my past? What do I love? Where is my fiery heart at? You know what I mean? Where's my intuitive sense at? How do I integrate all of that and create this sort of beautiful structure that I want going forward? And so I think that's kind of what's happening here. So for the Oracle card, I chose one from the Retro Lenormand for you because I think Lenormand is so practical. So I'm giving everybody an Oracle card that's slightly at odds with their natural sign to see maybe what advice there will be. Okay, here we go. This is the Mountain. This can represent obstacles. So you can see this is a concrete, earthly obstacle. This does not mean that you can't get over it, but it does mean that you might need to think your way around it. So if there are things you're starting at, Ace of Pentacles, right? Earthly stuff, you have plans, you have goals, you have something you want. You might need to be ready, especially with Mercury going retrograde and all these other big planets refocusing and asking you to reassess, that you might have to chart a different path. If there is anybody who can do that from your sky-high view above it all, it's the air signs. You can look down and you can actually see from very high above, and you can discern the new path you need to take. You thought this was a good path, now you can see it's blocked, and you are going to be able to maneuver around it. That is the flexibility of the air signs. Just be ready for it and don't fret about it. Let your grounding in your earthy side, in your watery side, let that provide you the emotional resilience that when your plans change, you roll with it and you come up with a new one, because air signs are never short of ideas. So trust that whatever obstacles or seeming obstacles may present themselves to you, it's really just an opportunity to refine what you're doing and make it even better. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoy September, and I will talk to you soon. Rock on with your bad selves.